That's a big chance to obviously take in a situation like that, but it's reaped its benefits.
Absolutely.
Do you think like that's kind of like a strategy you continue to use, as far as like, what's the approach? How do we stand out from this industry and how can we make it better that's different from everybody else? Hey everybody, welcome to our latest TDR Cannabis Exclusive. We're on location today and we're talking board talk, not just with one guest, but an entire executive team, the MariMed team. So listen to us right now. We got a lot of information. We basically have had these individual interviews with all these executives, but now we bring everybody in all at once to learn where this company is going. So honestly, I want to say thanks for everybody like checking in here today. John Levine, CEO, good to see you, sir. How are things?
Great to see you. Happy to have you here in the office finally.
I know, right? Get to hear all about the Boston sports scene. Sorry about your luck with the Bruins this past season.
Bruins and Celtics, very disappointing.
Yeah, Timothy Shaw, Chief Operating Officer, good to see you again. How are things?
Things are great, except for the two subjects. If we stay away from basketball and NHL, we'll be in good shape. You'll make it out of here alive.
Howard Schachter, Chief Communications Officer, good to see you.
How are you, sir?
Good to see you. Moved from New York down to Boston. You liking it?
Loving it. Loving it. Not as upset about the Celtics and Bruins as the rest of my colleagues here.
Yeah.
We got him in a Red Sox uniform once.
I did wear a Red Sox uniform.
Yankees fan?
Go Jets. Go Jets.
Yankees fan?
Yankees.
Oof, in Boston. Susan Valaire, Chief Financial Officer, good to see you again.
Great to see you.
Good. Yeah, things are going well?
Good. I made my 1 year anniversary, so yeah,
Nice.
it's been great.
Woo.
Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, and Ryan Crennel, he is the Chief Revenue Officer. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Shad.
Yeah, this is awesome. I think a lot of our viewers are going to like this just because we get into a room. I know there's a lot of one-on-one interviews with a lot of companies, but everybody loves a good roundtable. And I know you guys have discussed with me in the past just how you have these weekly discussions about how you're strategizing to build culture, consistency, which we badly need in this industry right now. So I want to start with you, John, as the CEO. When you're sitting around with your team, what would you think is the top mind like awareness as far as like what your core mission is and what your mission statement is that you like to filter down to your entire team?
Well, our mission statement is to be able to help people with cannabis on their daily lives and improve their lives daily. Our real mission also is to make sure we have a family atmosphere here, which is what I always tell you, that the family spirit here at MariMed, everybody's part of the family. It's not you're a member of a company, you're part of a family. Yeah. You know, we're one of the top 10 in terms of market cap right now, and that's all due to the fact that we've been able to maintain our management team and build management below that will be a succession plan to help us continue our growth into the future.
Top 10 market cap. How's that feel?
With a bullet. With a bullet.
Right?
Exactly.
So family. We get what's that like, Tim?
It's pretty wild. I mean, I think we always used to call us the best kept secret, but it's not a secret anymore, right? MariMed's here and here to stay. Our brands keep just speaking for themselves, right? We're with the consistency and the culture. I mean, you can feel the love in the products that are on the market, and people are appreciating that. And it's great. It's great to wake up one day and realize we're in the top 10.
Yeah, it's impressive to say the least. But I think there's been, I know, people will say, well, we work hard. It's all about customer service. That's a given when it comes to business, right? Like people expect that, especially if you're a consumer or an investor. There's been a lot of volatility with like executives coming and going within this industry, but when you talk about building a certain culture and everybody's kind of like on the same page, like for example, you were formerly with Acreage, you're a New York guy, you took this job at MariMed, like what sold you on the idea to join this team and really make the commitment where you're commuting back and forth all the time, like it's 4 or 5 hours, right?
Well, not quite as long, but yeah, I mean, look, a couple of years ago when I left Acreage, I was in a fortunate position to talk to a couple of different MSOs. And as Tim said, right, best kept secret. I didn't know really much about MariMed, but came up to Boston from New York, met John, met the team, Bob, and we're sitting in Bob's office. And it just spoke to me, smart business sense combined with unbelievable family culture. Like that it just spoke to my heart. And after commuting a lot, it just, chips all in. I just knew that this is a place I wanted to be every day, come in every day,
Yeah.
and contribute to the growth. And it's been fantastic.
You relate to that being 1 year anniversary, how you
I
got
know.
in the industry and didn't know a lot about it, but learned a lot and had to learn fast, right?
Oh yeah, no, I still don't know how to roll a joint yet. They said they'd show me, but I don't know how to do that. But yeah, no, I've learned a ton. I'm learning metrics every day. So we did. Yeah. So I think it's been great. I mean, the big thing for me was I've been fortunate that I was always at companies that had the best technology. I thought this company had the best products and the management team, and it was a good secret. And they were, poised for growth, and it's been fabulous.
You teaching her how to roll a joint yet?
Not yet. Yeah.
It's in short order.
Hey, but we all call her Mother Money,
Mother of money.
so that she takes care of the family.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Growing
Your
to
other,
800, yeah. It's a bigger family than you thought it would be.
how long have you been with the company now?
Almost 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
So you're a frontline guy being chief revenue officer. I know it's kind of a broad question, but talk about how the industry's evolved and really the company's evolved, like where it was 6 years ago to where it is now. Like what's some of the things that really stand out to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think, reiterating what John said, I think it really did feel like family in the early days, and we were a smaller group.
Yeah.
But I think we've carried forth that same passion, right? I don't think we've ever lost that. And I think other companies, they grow and they kind of lose their North Star. And I think our North Star early has been helping people through our products. And we're passionate about the products we put out. We're passionate about the brands. And we're passionate about bringing in the right people.
Yeah.
So I think we've grown exponentially, but we've grown with the right people and kept the passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 6 years ago, 7 years ago, when you started, it was a different time, right? Nothing's easy, especially in this crazy hodgepodge world, but it was easier to get sales, right? Easier to get your stuff to market. There wasn't that many products on market. There wasn't that much sophistication in these markets, and that's grown exponentially.
When you say it's grown, like what do you see now in today's environment? Seeing like, is there a new product like coming out, obviously consistently, but how frequent?
Weekly. I mean, it's in states like Massachusetts where there's not a limited license here anymore. It's really left up to the municipality to allow you to have an operation. So there's new people with the dream of having a cannabis company coming to market almost daily. So it's tough. I mean, our products, because they are so well received and they are consistent and they taste good and they're effective, have stood the test of time, but it's not easy anymore. There's headwinds every day, and our sales team under Ryan is just, bar none, best in the market.
Yeah, you need to be out there with a real strong sales team, good customer service to maintain not just the consumers on the retail side, but the wholesale to retail, so that we're putting our products into as many stores. That's where Ryan's built a great family on the sales side, being able to go in and sell exactly what we always say, consistency.
Right.
The same product, same taste, same consistency. I always say that in every one of my interviews about how they're successful because we are consistent.
Yeah.
A lot of people haven't been. There's been a lot of changes in companies, but we have a lot of internal growth. Even though people like Howard and some other people have joined us from outside, Susan, we've found people that fit the family mold that can come in and keep that consistency going and feel part of the team right away. But it's the people that have been here, like Ryan, Tim, and I, that we've had others below us that continue to grow in the company. That's going to be the success of this in the long run.
I think there's still unfortunately too many operators out there who think open up a door to a dispensary and you'll sell product.
Yeah.
Right?
If you build it, they will come.
Put a product on shelf, it will
And they
sell.
won't leave
And
either.
it's just not that way anymore. This has become, a real mature,
Yeah.
we're still in the early innings, but it's a mature enough industry and so cluttered that you have to think of yourself as a traditional retailer, a traditional CPG company, and it comes down to brand, right? The best brand will win. Exceptional service at the store will win.
Yep.
Exceptional service to a wholesale customer will win.
Yeah.
And we have our head down focused on that every single day.
Yeah.
Every day.
What do you like? I wanted to ask you this, Ryan, is when it comes to branding, just the consistency, like that's stuff probably the number one priority for consumers right now. I would hear the feedback that we get and we hear is just that if you're going to have a good product, make sure it's consistent. How much is that a challenge? Like, what are you hearing on the front line from consumers that come in that clearly are seeing a consistent product with what you're providing, But do you ever ask them about some of like the feedback they get with other companies or other brands they've gone to that has a lack of consistency?
Sure, and I think paying attention, being a student of our retail stores, right? So we pride ourselves at our retail of obviously showcasing our products and brands, but having a wide variety of third-party products. So that provides us an opportunity to see what the feedback, what the consistency of all those other products are.
Okay.
And so, we are students of what other folks are doing. What's working, what's not working, what's a good product, what's a bad product, because we're interested in growing our retail business through those third-party brands. So the more that we can understand who the winners are and who the losers are in real time, the faster that we can make the best decisions.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, like you brought up actually in a Twitter space that we did earlier this month about how a lot of different companies have hired third-party companies when it comes to like scaling up, and that's been kind of the downfall right now. But do you guys feel that probably the growth of the overall the company has been like a hands-on approach with not hiring outside third-party companies and doing this yourself? Like, are you finding that, Susan?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've made a decision on the sales force. We go direct to all of the wholesale customers. So when I started, Ryan had not the coverage we needed. So I think we've tripled, quadrupled the sales force. We have, commission-based teams. You started in software, so we have proper plans, materials that they go to market with. And then we look at our customers, and they're two discrete business units. So he has people in charge of wholesale and others in retail. All cannabis is good cannabis for us. So we keep them very distinct, which I think is a differentiator. A lot of our competitors, they just sell their products.
Yeah.
We don't do that. We, modulate up or down, whether it's 40% our products, 20%, depends on the time of the year, what we have going. And I think that's a differentiator.
Yeah, and we started out as a consulting group, so we know what a lot of the ways that you have to do the manufacturing of the products and selling of the products. So that gave us a big advantage in the industry because we were here before we were just hands-on doing it for others. We were learning from our growth mistakes as Bob and I started back in 2008 in a small little house in Aptos, California, growing many different ways, learning all the wrong ways until I got to meet Tim, who gave me a lot more guidance on a lot of the proper ways. So, you learn from your mistakes, but it's bringing outside people and doesn't always mean the right thing. We've gone in, we've saved money because I worked with Tim in the very beginning, building out all these facilities, learning from experience of what's necessary, and then learning from what didn't work right when we built them out. We're now up to probably 3 facilities that are all pretty much identical. But the only thing that you'll notice is there's a small little change in every one because as we open these new ones, we make minor little adjustments to make them that much better to keep up with the time so that I'm giving Tim all the proper equipment to grow the high quality flower that we grow. But as far as the products go, I think also we haven't expanded like everybody expected us to because finding a partner that's going to follow your processes and procedures is very difficult. We can go sign a contract with just anybody. They can manufacture our Betty Zeddies, but I can't guarantee the quality is going to be there. That's why we've been very slow at picking and choosing. We're in Puerto Rico and Maine and Rhode Island, in the states that we manage and control. But we do these other states because we have good partners that we trust to listen to us, allow us to come in and make sure that we're giving Ryan's selling team the right products in every state so that it's consistency. I want to go from state to state and make sure it's consistent. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And whether it's the flower or whether it's the products, for lack of a better term, shit in equals shit out, right? So we pay a lot of attention to the ingredients in all of the products. They are purposely found, right, to be the best and highest quality of each ingredient. Same thing with the nutrients that goes into our growing. So I think that's also helped us in how new things come out. We might lose a customer for them to try something, but they always come back just because of that high quality it shows through the products.
You know what kind of like really grabs my attention is when everyone in the industry is zigging, you guys are zagging. We're talking about edibles and you guys focus on taffy, right? And that's a big chance to obviously take in a situation like that, but it's reaped its benefits.
Absolutely.
Do you think like that's kind of like a strategy you continue to use, as far as like, what's the approach? How do we stand out from this industry and how can we make it better that's different from everybody else? And I know that sounds like a big sales pitchy thing to say, but you can speak on a proof of concept related to it, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we try to pay attention to trends, not fads, looking to be differentiated in ways that are, whether it's healthy or Betty's, for example, being vegan, lactose-free, all the key words that get folks that are now worried about what they're putting in their body, pay attention to. So those type of things are bar none in how we're innovating our new products.
So you have, go ahead.
No, I was going to
Howard.
say, it's sort of part of the culture. I mean, if you think about the early days of what Bob and John and then Tim started, talk about zigzag. I mean, where other MSOs, for example, were expanding by putting dots on a map through, fast and quick acquisition. This was a slow and steady, find partners, help stand them up, embed our brands, our SOPs, and when it came time for the ability to then acquire them, consolidate them, most of our footprint now are folks that we helped build from the start. So you had consistency across the board, then it translated to financially, right? Everybody went north to the CSE, we were on the OTC. Then you're talking about brands and product differentiation. I think we wear it almost as a badge of honor, you know? Slow and steady win the race as opposed to too fast. And it's every facet of the business with an underpinning of financial discipline and a strategic plan that we follow day to day and have now for several years.
Nature's Heritage is the #1 selling flower in the state of Massachusetts, right? And this is sold at a premium rate too.
It is.
So that's, like, we talk about size and scale in the early stages of cannabis, and then quickly people realized and gave comparisons to this industry as like wine.
Right.
People will pay more money for quality, and it's a lot different than building this, 1 million square foot greenhouse facility where the product is shit.
Right.
And now you're starting to really understand that people will
What are you
pay.
referring to?
Yeah, exactly. Right? No, I'm not giving any names. I don't want any lawsuits on our platform, but anyway, but yeah, it's like that's a great example as to like what you're seeing in trends in different states across the U.S., right?
100%. And, we started with that mantra of we only want to play on the top tier. That's where the subculture is. The everyday users are the people who are spending the most money, although maybe a smaller amount of people, but they're spending the most. They're coming every day or every other day to the dispensary. With the current economic situation we're in the countrywide, we've realized we're leaving some money on the table, right? So we're innovative, we're agile, and started a new brand called In-House as to not compete and race to the bottom. We're standing on the sidelines with our top brands in that race to the bottom and built the brand In-House. And it's a value brand of high quality products, but entering at a value price proposition so people can afford when they're trying to figure out if they want to put gas in their car or get some relief with cannabis.
Yeah.